For the last 71 years, we've watched some of the greatest moments in sports history.
There's Mikan. His quick set is off the rim, but George makes good in his second try, 85 to 81.
Being guarded by Dennis Johnson.
Byron Scott is in the ball game now. 5 seconds to go. Magic with a hook shot. Scores with 2.
The look away to Livingston. Jordan. Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan. That's 13 consecutive field goals.
Iverson, bothered by Lewis. Iverson, how about that? And it steps over Teron Lewis.
7 straight points by Iverson. Looked like he was dead in the water.
The Sixers, a 1-point game. Walker can tip it. Bryant with the save. He's going to get a shot. Final seconds. Bryant for the win.
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! With 0.6 of a second remaining.
Lillard, a chance to send the Thunder home. Lillard, long-range three.
It's good! At the buzzer! Damian Lillard! Are you kidding me?
But what if we went all the way back and redid it? Today is the year 1988, guys. Welcome back to a brand new episode of NBA History 2K Simulation, and here on NBA 2K21 Next Gen. If you guys didn't know, I have the playlist down below if you guys have missed any of the previous episodes. Also, did this in 2K20 if you guys want to check out that series. That's all finished and complete, so if you guys want to binge watch that one, if you haven't seen it, that is also in the description down below. But let's go over the last episode before we get into kind of the new stuff for this episode. But last episode, Bernard King won his 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th MVP, and then Magic Johnson won the next 2 after leaving. Where was Magic originally? Where did he play originally? I can't remember. He left in free agency. He joined Washington. And he won back-to-back MVPs, and not only won back-to-back MVPs, but won back-to-back NBA championships. But the first season, in the last episode, the New Jersey Nets just became, I believe, the 4th or 5th team. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they became just the 4th team ever to three-peat, and then they lost the next year, and then Magic beat the Warriors in 7 and then swept the Houston Rockets, and the Washington Bullets have now won back-to-back championships. They're going to be trying to become the 5th team in NBA history to three-peat, and they'd be the 3rd in a row to three-peat, which would be kind of insane. So now we move on, and as we go ahead to the standings, you guys will see that I have added the final team in this league right now, okay? Because we've had a bunch of no teams in the past. The Charlotte Hornets are officially entering the league, but also in 1988, the Miami Heat joined the NBA. So for the first time, we are actually going to have to jump into the league expansion. Now, I went in and kind of, tried to learn how it worked and stuff like that. So we should be good. I tested it. Everything should work as planned. And this is going to be really, really, really cool. So if we go ahead and I'm just going to search the 1988 Heat. And we will go ahead and find that squad. We will go ahead. Yeah, this one is the one that I was testing. So we'll go ahead and pick this one. And this is right now the only expansion team that we'll be adding. Next season we're actually adding 2 more, so that will be really, really cool. As you guys can see, it says pending expansion. If you guys haven't done this in the past, this is kind of like a tutorial in a way, to show you guys how it works. So then we just back out of that, we advance into the offseason player retirements real quick. Dan Issel retires from the LA Lakers, as well as Henry Bibby, Spencer Haywood, and Artis Gilmore. Dan Issel award history. He was a 3-time All-Star, One-time first team All-NBA, one-time second team All-NBA, and one-time third team All-NBA. Spencer Haywood, 8-time NBA champion. I don't know how many finals MVPs he won. Maybe 3. I'm pretty sure 3 out of those 8, or maybe 4. Honestly, I don't know. 3 or 4 finals MVPs. He was a 7-time All-Star, 4-time first team All-NBA, 2-time second team All-NBA, and a 6-time third team All-NBA. So Spencer Haywood, going down as one of the greatest of all time, retires. Artis Gilmore retires, a 4-time All-Star, 4-time first team All-NBA, 2-time second team All-NBA, and a 3-time third team All-NBA. He was on the All-Defensive first team once and the All-Defensive second team 3 times. Henry Bibby retires, a 2-time All-Star. And then let's see, anyone else? Campy Russell retires, 1-time second team All-NBA. And let's see, I believe that might be it for retirements. As we get into the Hall of Famers, Spencer Haywood gets into the Hall of Fame. No surprise there. 27.6 points per game, 13 rebounds, and 3 assists. Artis Gilmore is a Hall of Famer, 27 and 15 per game, also 2.6 blocks per game. And Dan Issel is a Hall of Famer as well, 23.4 points per game and 16 rebounds. On to jersey retirements. Henry Bibby gets his jersey retired from Washington. Spencer Haywood gets his jersey retired from Portland. Campy Russell from Phoenix. Dan Issel by Phoenix as well. And then Cleveland retires Artis Gilmore's jersey. So on to league meetings. And this is where we add the expansion team. So as you guys can see, I'm going to go ahead and reject this one. And then technically 14 teams said yes, 10 said no. So technically that's rejected. You need 18 votes for approval. But, you know, we're going to go ahead and approve that. League expansion, boom, everything else is rejected. And now we get our league realignment. So there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and fix this, because this is a bit of a mess. I think it changed some things. Yeah, because this wasn't like this before. Like Atlanta, it automatically like changes things for some reason. So that's going to be kind of annoying. We're going to have to fix this every time we add a team. But no big deal. I'll go ahead and fix this, and I'll see you guys in the next part. So here is the league realignment that I'm going to finish at. So Phoenix, the one thing that's not technically correct, Phoenix is actually, I'm putting in the Southwest for now, just to even it out, because it won't let me, like if I put them in the Pacific, it actually won't let me move on. So I'm going to put Phoenix in the Southwest. They're close enough to Texas where it makes a little bit of a sense. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we should be good. I'll move them back into the Pacific once we get the Minnesota Timberwolves in. Actually, no, Minnesota would go here. So we're going to have to keep Phoenix in the Southwest for a bit, unfortunately. But that I mean, as long as they're in the West, that's fine. East is all good. They're all in their correct divisions. So we should be all good. We'll go ahead and move on to the draft lottery. Now, you'll notice that which is really cool, that the Heat are not in this lottery. I believe, though, they automatically get the 6th overall pick, is how it works in 2K. So I'll just go ahead and leave it at that. So let's go ahead and skip into it. And the Charlotte Hornets do win the lottery. Even though they're technically a new team, I'm going to keep them there. So they'll get the number 1 overall pick. Pacers jump up to 2, Seattle 3, Portland 4, Phoenix 5, and then the Heat is at number 6. And we'll go ahead and jump into expansion draft. So let's get into the expansion draft, and let's look at the players, see what players were not protected. So the Hornets don't have any players. The Jazz, they are protecting everyone. The Kings are not protecting Kenny Smith. Interesting. So they're not protecting their second-year point guard, who averaged 8 points, 2.5 assists per 36, which is 20 and 6. So that would be a good addition for Miami if they were to get him. New York, they are protecting everyone. Same with the Lakers. Same with the Mavericks. The Nets are protecting everyone. The Nuggets are not protecting John Sally. The Detroit Pistons are not protecting George McGinnis. That's an interesting one. I mean, he is 36, so. The Houston Rockets are protecting everyone. The Trailblazers are not protecting Kyle Macy. The Sonics are not protecting, or are protecting everyone. The Suns are not protecting Kevin Duckworth. And let's see, the Warriors, they go ahead and protect everyone. So do the Bullets, Sixers, Bucks. The Bulls are not protecting Mario Ellie. And the Cavs, they're not protecting Sam Vincent. And I believe, oh no, and then Billy Thompson is also not being protected. So I believe that's all of the teams. No, not quite. Charles Davis is not being protected as well. And there you go. That's all the teams. So those are the protections. Let's jump into the expansion draft. Now, obviously, the Heat are the only team, so they're just gonna pick. So they grab Kyle Macy, George McGinnis, Kenny Smith, John Sally, Charles Davis, Billy Thompson, Mario Ellie, Kevin Duckworth, and now they're just gonna go ahead and Sam Vincent as well. They're gonna go ahead and pick up, and that should be it for the real players. So there you go. That's gonna be the Miami Heat's team, which isn't bad. So moving on to the NBA draft. Let me go ahead and actually, I don't need to trade any of the picks. That's really nice. So now into the draft lottery. And it looks like the Hornets, as you guys can tell, by the way, the Heat are not in here due to the expansion rules. I believe they get the 6th overall pick when I was testing things. But the Hornets do have the best odds. Sonics at 2, Blazers at 3, Suns at 4, Spurs at 5, Pacers at 6, Bulls at 7, and the Pistons at 8. So let's go ahead and skip the lottery. And the Seattle Supersonics win the lottery. Hornets go 2, Suns go 3, Blazers go 4, Pacers go 5, and the Heat go 6. And I believe there's 15 players in this draft, but I don't have to do any trades or figuring it out. So let's just jump into it, I guess. Actually, no, we will have the expansion protect players. So let's jump into that, see what players are protected and which players are not. The Jazz are keeping everyone. The Kings are not keeping Kenny Smith, who averaged 8 points, 2.5 assists per game. He was their 8th overall pick last year at just 23 years old. The Kings are, or the Knicks are keeping everyone. The Lakers are as well. Mavs are, Nets are, Nuggets are not keeping John Sally, or at least they're not protecting John Sally. The Pistons are not protecting George McGinnis. The Rockets are keeping everyone. Blazers are not protecting Kyle Macy. The Sonics are protecting everyone. The Suns are not protecting Duckworth. Warriors are protecting everyone. Bullets are keeping everyone. Sixers are keeping everyone. Bucks are keeping everyone. Bulls are not keeping Mario Ellie. The Cavs are not keeping Sam Vincent. The Celtics are keeping everyone. Hawks are not keeping Billy Thompson. The Spurs will go ahead and keep everyone. The Clippers will keep everyone. The Pacers are not keeping Charles Davis. Charles Davis is 29. And I believe that's it. Yeah, so those are all the players that are being protected. Let's go ahead into the expansion draft. Now, the Heat are the only team, so we'll go ahead and sim the draft. They go ahead and pick Kyle Macy, George McGinnis, Kenny Smith, John Sally, Charles Davis, Billy Thompson, Mario Ellie, Kevin Duckworth, and Sam Vincent. So I believe all the players that were not protected, at least real-life players, they do go ahead and draft. So now, on to the actual NBA draft. So with the number 1 overall pick, like I said, I believe there's 15 real players in this draft. The Seattle Supersonics select Ron Sekali. Okay, that's an interesting pick. The number 2 overall pick, there will be a trade. You have received 1 trade offer for your next pick. Would you like to? Oh no, these are trade offers. Okay, I'm gonna have to mess with the trades and how I'm gonna automate that. So I'm just gonna say no. And Danny Manning will go ahead and be selected by the Charlotte Hornets. We haven't had trades at all in this series, so that kind of threw me off. I'll go ahead and figure that out as well. But Danny Manning does go 2nd overall to the Charlotte Hornets. With the 3rd overall pick, the Phoenix Suns go ahead and take Charles Smith. The 4th overall pick, the Blazers select Rick Smits. With the 5th overall pick, the Indiana Pacers take Mitch Richmond. With the 6th overall pick, the Miami Heat take Rod Strickland. With the 7th overall pick, the San Antonio Spurs select Will Perdue. With the 8th overall pick, the Chicago Bulls take Tom Tolbert. With the 9th overall pick, the Detroit Pistons take Hershey Hawkins. And with the 10th overall pick, the Denver Nuggets take Mark Bryant. With the 11th overall pick, the Celtics take Rex Chapman. At 12, the Bucks take Dan Murrell. At 13, the Cavs take Brian Shaw. At 14, the Kings, they select Steve Kerr. And at 15, the LA Clippers take Vinny Del Negro. And I believe that's it for... Oh, no, Vernon Maxwell goes 16 to the Utah Jazz. And then that should be it for real players. Let me double check. Yeah, Maxwell, and then it falls off there. So there you go. There's your 1988 NBA draft. So here in the 1988 NBA free agency, and Bernard King leaves the New Jersey Nets after spending 4 years in New Jersey and three-peating, or at least winning back-to-back championships for him in the first 2 years. Last 2 years, they couldn't get there, and he is now going to Cleveland. Okay, Michael Jordan is obviously signing his extension, his rookie extension with the Lakers. 5-year deal. Kevin McHale is going to the New Jersey Nets and leaving the Bucks. So Kevin McHale replaces Bernard King. Interesting. Adrian Dantley leaves the Nets and he goes ahead and joins Bernard King in Cleveland. Wow. All right. Olajuwon resigns. Fred Brown is going to the New Jersey Nets as well. John Stockton resigns in Golden State. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, after spending a year in Houston, goes to Denver. Marquise Johnson is leaving. Wow, New Jersey just got, like, everyone just left. Marquise Johnson is leaving at the age of 32. He is going to Phoenix. Dennis Johnson is staying in Indiana. Brian Winters is going to Miami. So the new expansion team, Brian Winters goes ahead at 36 years old. Griffith is also going to Miami at 30 years old. Charles Barkley staying in Atlanta. And there's the rest of the free agents if you guys want to go ahead and slow it down and check it out. 1988-1989 NBA season is now over. And Magic Johnson wins his third straight MVP, averaging 24, 7, and 14.6 assists. Also getting 2.3 steals per game, shooting 57% from the field, 84 from the free throw line, and nearly 40% from the three-point line. Danny Manning wins Rookie of the Year, averaging 23.7 points per game and 11 rebounds. Fat Lever, averaging 12.5 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists. Hakeem Olajuwon wins DPOY, averaging 22 and 15. And Kenny Smith is your most improved player playing for the Heat, averaging 13 and 6 per game. Moving on to the All-NBA first team, we got Magic, Isaiah Thomas, Kevin McHale, Bernard King in Cleveland, and Hakeem Olajuwon for the Knicks. All-NBA second team, we got Clyde, Terry Porter, Clark Kellogg, Marcus Johnson, and Jack Sikma. And on the All-NBA third team, Michael Jordan, Jeff Malone, Dominique, Karl Malone, and David Robinson. Interesting that Michael Jordan's on the third team, averaging almost 26 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. He's just, I don't know, he's just not dominant in 2K. I don't get why. Is there something that 2K does to limit him? Because he just doesn't, I mean, these are good numbers, but, I mean, he just doesn't shoot a lot, I don't think. I don't know. Very, very odd. All defensive first team. Michael Jordan is on the all defensive first team. Magic, Kevin McHale, Bernard King, and Hakeem Olajuwon. On the second team, we got Maurice Cheek, Sidney Moncrief, Dominique, Bobby Jones, and Bill Walton. Okay, on to the NBA playoffs. The Golden State Warriors are once again the number 1 seed. They were in the finals just 2 years ago. They played the Denver Nuggets on Golden State. We got John Stockton, David Thompson, Jamal Wilkes, Hot Rod Williams, and Ralph Sampson with Fat Lever coming off the bench. For the Denver Nuggets, we got Johnny Moore, Reggie Miller. How's Reggie Miller doing in 2 years? 28 points per game and then 25 points per game. Xavier McDaniel, Trey Rollins, and Kareem is on Denver with Danny Ainge and Mike Dunleavy, Mark Bryant. For the 4-5, we got the Jazz versus the Mavericks. Ron Harper, Otis Birdsong, Chris Mullin, Sam Perkins, and Robert Parrish for the Jazz. And for the Dallas Mavericks, we got Nate McMillan, Kelly Tripucka, Alex English, Terry Cummings, and Manute Bol. Julius Erving coming off the bench there as well. For the 3-6, we got the LA Lakers with Brad Davis, MJ, Bobby Jones, Chuck Robinson, and Moses Malone. And for the Kings, we got Terry Porter, Vinnie Johnson, Ricky Pierce, Dennis Rodman, James Edwards, Anton Carr, Herb Williams, and Alvin Robertson with Steve Kerr coming off the bench as well. For the 2-7, we got the Rockets versus the Clippers. Isaiah Thomas, Clyde Drexler, Dominique Otis Thorpe, Bill Wennington, Sidney Moncrief. And then for the Clippers, we got Sleepy Floyd, Paul Westphal, Mark Aguirre, Thurl Bailey, Michael Thompson, Charles Oakley, Anthony Bowie, Vinny Del Negro. And on to the East, we got Washington versus New Jersey. Magic, Blackman, James Worthy, Sidney Green, Bob McAdoo, Jerome Kersey, and Alvin Adams with Spud Webb on that team, as well as Johnny Newman. For the Nets, we have Fred Brown, Michael Ray Richardson, Kevin McHale, Bill Lambier. And then for the 4-5, we got Philly, who has Scott Skiles, Jeff Malone, Purvis Short, Kevin Willis, and Patrick Ewing with Bill Cartwright, Kurt Rambis off the bench. For the Hawks, we got Maurice Cheeks, Dale Ellis, Shrimp, Cliff Levingston, and Charles Barkley. For the 3-6, we got the Knicks and Pacers, Doc Rivers, World B. Free, Larry Bird, Karl Malone, and Akeem, with Len Bias coming off the bench, averaging 15, 7, and 3. Michael Cooper and Jerry Sitchin as well. And then for the Pacers, we got Dennis Johnson, Mitch Richmond, Reggie Williams, AC Green, James Donaldson, Clement Johnson, Jeff Hornacek, and John Paxson. Larry Bird playing his former team. The Cavs are playing the Heat in the 2-7. We got Mark Price, Phil Chenier, Bernard King, Kiki Vandeweghe, and David Robinson, with Adrian Dantley and Paul McKeskey, Brian Shaw, all coming off the bench. For the Heat, we got Kenny Smith, Brian Winters, Darrell Griffith, George McGinnis, Dave Corzine, Kyle Macy, Russ Strickland, John Sally, and Sam Vincent. Also Charles Davis on that team with Mario Ellie. Billy Thompson's on the team, Kevin Duckworth. It's a pretty deep team with Brian Winters as kind of your star player, who averaged 24, 5, and 4. So the Heat, as their first year in the league, make it as a 7 seed. So here we go. Round number 1. The Pacers, Clippers, Kings, Nets, Nuggets, Hawks, Mavericks are all eliminated. So the Golden State Warriors and the Utah Jazz play each other in the second round. We got Houston versus LA, Washington versus Philly, and Cleveland versus New York. Round number 2, and the New York Knicks are eliminated. So Larry Bird is eliminated. The Utah Jazz are eliminated. The Houston Rockets are eliminated. So MJ wins that one in 6. And the Washington Bullets get eliminated. So we will not have a three-peat for the first time in a long time. We will have a new champion. The Golden State Warriors as the 1 seed versus the LA Lakers. Can Michael carry the Lakers to the NBA Finals over a pretty good Golden State team, averaging 28, 6, and 5 in the playoffs? And then on the other side, can we see Cleveland and Philly, or Philly in the finals? Bernard King, who left the New Jersey Nets to Cleveland, gets Cleveland to the Eastern Conference Finals with Mark Price, Phil Chenier, Kiki Vandeweghe, and David Robinson. David Robinson in just year number 2 averaged 21 and 12, also 4 assists per game, 2.8 blocks per game. And Adrian Dantley's on that team. That's a really good team. Or Philly with Scott Skiles, Jeff Malone, Purvis Short, Kevin Willis, and Patrick Ewing. Ewing in his 4th year averaged 24 and 9 in the playoffs, averaging 23 and 10. So here we go. Game number 1. The Philadelphia 76ers win game 1. David Robinson with 16 and 13. Malone with 24, 5, and 4. Ewing with 11 and 11. For the Lakers, they win their game 1. As Michael Jordan puts up 34, 4, and 6. Moses Malone puts up 30 and 15. So game number 2. The LA Lakers win a game 2 and go up 2-0 headed to LA for game 3. Jordan puts up 33, 6, and 8. Malone 26 and 16. Davis 21 and 13. Chuck Robinson 18 and 12. Here we go. Is it time for MJ? Ralph Sampson averaging 27, 12, and not averaging, but put up 27, 12, and 6. Cleveland wins game 2, tie up the series. Dantley with 30 and 11. King with 20 and 16. Game number 3. The Golden State Warriors avoid going down 3-0. They win game 3. MJ put up 33, 7, and 6. Thompson 32 and 6. Stockton 26 and 14. The Cavs, they win game 3. As Purvis Short put up 39, not enough. Adrian Dantley with 32, 6, and 8. King with 26, 14, and 8. So game number 4. And the Golden State Warriors tie it up with the LA Lakers to 2 apiece. Jordan with 31, 1 rebound, 6 assists. Warriors, David Thompson had 33 and 7. Stockton with 23 and 9. Cleveland goes up 3-1 over the 76ers as Dantley put up 30. Bernard King with 22, 16 and 6. So game number 5, the Philadelphia 76ers are eliminated. Cleveland advances to the NBA Finals for, I believe, the first time in NBA, for the first time in team history, as they win it in 5. And the Golden State Warriors have won 3 straight to take a 3-2 lead over the Lakers. Fowler with 22, 6 and 6. Jordan with 29 and 7. And we will have a game number 6 with the Warriors and the Lakers. And for the Cavs, Bernard King in the closeout game 5 had 26 and 20. So here we go. Game number 6 between the Warriors and the LA Lakers. And the Lakers tie up the series. Game number 6, Jordan put up 33 and 6. Malone 29 and 20. Davis with 22, 4 and 6. So we have a game 7 between the Warriors and the Lakers. Let's jump in the Simcast. Can Jordan finally get to the NBA Finals? This might be the 3rd straight year he's made it to the Western Conference Finals. Just hasn't quite got there. Into the second half, the Lakers lead it 69-52. Into the 4th, they lead it by 9. And with, here we go, the Warriors catching up. 47 seconds though. The Lakers looks like they're pulling away, and they do. They win it 114-103. Michael Jordan puts up 27, 5 and 3, and for the first time in his career, Michael Jordan is into the NBA Finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers. So what are we in? 80, 88, 89? So I believe he won it in 91, 92, 93, right? Is that correct? 91, 92, 93, took off in 94, 95, and then won 96, 97, 98. Yeah, that's right. So he has made it to the NBA Finals 2 years earlier than he did in real life. This time, obviously, with the LA Lakers. So here's your starting lineups. Brad Davis versus Mark Price. Jordan versus Chenier. Bobby Jones versus Bernard King. Truck versus Kiki. And Moses Malone versus David Robinson. This is a good... I'm not going to lie. This is a pretty even series. This is pretty even. Like, really good. This is going to be a fun series. What about the bench for both of these teams? Adrian Dantley is a big deal. And for the Lakers, they have Byron Scott. Okay. And Brad Sellers. This is pretty even. This is pretty even. We'll see what happens with this finals. We got the Lakers versus the Cavs. Here we go, jumping into a game number 1. And at the end of 1, into the second, Cavs up by 1. Into the third quarter, the Cavs lead it by 8. Into the fourth quarter, the Cavs up by 10, trying to pull away here as they look. The Lakers making it interesting. Can the Lakers come back here? Nope, the Cavs looks like they're going to pull away and win a game number 1, 128-117. Bernard King with 33, 12 and 5. Robinson with 25, 12 and 7. Mark Price with 20 and 13. Malone with 34 and 13. Jordan with 28, 7 and 6. And the Cavs win game number 1. So game number 2, once again in Cleveland. Into the second half, the Lakers lead by 1. Into the fourth, the Cavs up by 5. And with a minute 43, the LA Lakers have an 8-point game over the Cavs. The Cavs have made it a 3-point game, though. You know what? Let's jump in. So here we go. We got the Lakers up by 3 against the Cavs. And sorry about if there's no sound. I can't get my sound to work through my PS5. I'm having issues today. But anyways, a missed shot by Chuck Robinson, I believe, for the Lakers. I'll have music or something. Maybe I'll put crowd noise in the background. 30 seconds, though. And the Cavs down by 3. Dantley puts it up, and that is good. By the way, the Cavs court is actually updated, so I'm going to have to find a different logo and try and update it to like a correct look for the Cavs. Unfortunately, it's a little bit messed up, but there you go. So the Lakers now just up by 1. The Cavs with 23 seconds to go in this game 2 will need to foul. So here we go. I do not see Michael Jordan in the game. Brad Davis is your player of the game with 21 points. Possibly Jordan has fouled out. I'm kind of curious. Let's go ahead and look real quick. Michael Jordan has fouls. He has 5 fouls, so he's not in the game right now, as the Cleveland Cavaliers are gonna have to foul, and they do foul Brad Davis. And well, no, we're gonna get one more foul. So here we go. 20.8 seconds to go. Cleveland needs to foul, and the pass in to Davis, and Brad Davis will go to the free throw line. And with 20 seconds to go, he hits the first, and the second is up and in. So once again, a 3-point lead for the LA Lakers. If you're the Cavs, I mean, you don't have to go for a 3. You can take a quick 2 and foul them and hope that they miss another free throw. So just trying to score within, I would say, 5 seconds. They don't have a timeout though, so that could change things. Maybe they do go for a 3. Adrian Dantley is in the game. Jordan is still not in the game. Interesting. Price into the post to Robinson. Robinson steps back to take a 3, and that's no good. Malone gets the rebound, and Scott will get fouled and go to the free throw line. So Scott hits the first, and the second is up and in, and that's a 5-point game, and that will do it. The LA Lakers tie up the series at 1 and go to LA with a chance to take home court advantage officially, I guess, and take a 2-1 lead. So here into a game number 3 in LA, and another close game here as the Cavs up by 5 into the third quarter. Now into the fourth, it's a 3-point game with the Cavs up. The Lakers took a quick lead, but now have lost it. It's a 4-point game. And okay, the Lakers make it a 1-point game once again. Let's jump in and see what happens here in a massive big game 3. Here we go, 55 seconds to go. The Cavs have the ball up by 1. The Lakers just need to play great defense. Dantley gets it back to Price. They're going to run down the clock here. 10 seconds to go. Dantley gets open, but he doesn't take the shot. He drives right, and oh no, gets doubled out to King. King guarded by Jordan. Jordan with good defense, and King misses it. So here we go, the Lakers. And I believe this court isn't updated as well, so I'm gonna have to fix the Lakers as well. Davis, he gets doubled, gets it over to Malone in the post. Malone, tough shot. Oh, it is good and 1. Moses Malone getting the and 1 to give the Lakers a 1-point lead, and now has a chance to give them a 2-point lead, and he does. So the Lakers up by 2. The Cavs take a timeout. What a big shot by Moses Malone. And this is interesting because we added Moses Malone in 12 or 11 years later on accident. Obviously, it wasn't on purpose. But it just so happened that he ended up with Michael Jordan. So it's kind of interesting how kind of history got a little weird. Jordan is your player of the game with 37 points here in game number 3. And here we go, 20 seconds. Oh, what a pass to Chenier, and Chenier blows the layup. And the Cavs are going to have to foul. And Jones will go to the line. And free throw number 1 is good. And free throw number 2 is no good. So the Cavs still have a chance. They need a 3. Up ahead to Dantley. Dantley swings it to Price. Price takes a fadeaway 3. That's no good. Malone with the rebound. And with 5 seconds to go, Malone will miss the first. He needs to make this second in order to seal it, and he does. Cleveland with no timeouts, a 4-point game. With 5 seconds to go, Price will launch a 3. No, he won't even get a shot off. That will do it. The LA Lakers take a 2-1 lead over the Cleveland Cavaliers here in the 1988 NBA Finals. Into a game number 4, as the Lakers have a 2-1 series lead, up by 9 here into the second half, and they're blowing the Cavs out. And that will do it. The LA Lakers win a game number 4 easily. 106-91. Dantley had 21. Jordan had 33, 6 and 5, 3 steals and 2 blocks. Malone 25 and 17. The big two for the Lakers. Malone averaging 25 and 15 in the playoffs. Jordan averaging 29.7, 6 rebounds and 5 assists in the playoffs with 2.5 steals. I mean, man, that too is really, 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 really good. So on to game number 5. Can Michael Jordan win his first NBA championship? Or can the Cavs hold on and force a game number 6? This game is in Cleveland. As into the second half, they are up by 5. Up by 4 now into the fourth quarter. And now, with a minute 18, it's a 1-point game. The Cavs lead it. We're going to jump into another one. So here we go. Adrian Dantley's at the free throw line. And he makes that one. And so that gives Cleveland a 2-point lead with a minute 18. Each team has a timeout. Jordan is not in the game. Oh, you missed a wide open Moses Malone. And a turnover. What was that? King now has it. A bad turnover by, I believe, Brad Davis. King drives left, puts it up and in. Oh, a huge shot for Brad Davis, or for Bernard King. Jordan is still not in the game. I hate 2K. Brad Davis gets doubled. Into the post to Malone. Malone puts it up. That's no good. Robinson with the rebound. Out to Price. The Cavs with a 4-point lead. The Lakers need a stop here. Price, driving left, puts it up. No good, but he gets fouled. And Price has a chance to make this a 6-point game. Free throw number 1 is good. Free throw number 2 is no good. Robinson gets the rebound. Jordan is still out. He might have fouled out. Michael Jordan fouled out. Wow, Michael Jordan fouls out with 34, 7 and 7. So the Lakers are going to have to do it without MJ. Davis gets doubled. Out to Malone. Malone to Jones to back to Davis. Davis in the corner to Scott. Back to Davis over. They're taking way too much time here. This thing's over. Into the corner to Scott. And a shot clock violation. What a travesty here for the LA Lakers in the final minute of this game. They completely fell apart with Jordan fouling out. And that will do it. The Cavs force a game 6. We're headed back to LA with the Lakers leading the series 3-2. So on to a game number 6 here in LA. They had a 3-1 lead. They lost game 5 in Cleveland. Now here in game 6, up 58-55 into the second half. And into the fourth quarter, they lead it by 5, 90-85. Malone with 23 and 15. Michael Jordan only with 14 points here in a possible closeout game. So here we go. The Cavs have taken a lead. And with 3:46, they lead by 6. The Lakers have tied it with 2:22. Honestly, let's watch it from 2 minutes and 22 seconds in a tie game. A possible NBA championship for Michael Jordan. Here we go. The Lakers with the ball. Game tied at 107. 2 minutes to go. Jordan with it. Drives right. Puts it up and in. Woo! All right. So Jordan getting right to work. He struggled a bit in this game. At least through 3 quarters. But it looks like he's getting to go in here in the fourth. And the and 1 free throw is no good. Jordan misses the free throw. And the Lakers just lead it by 2. Now Price with it. Drives right. Puts it up. Gets blocked by Davis. And Davis, what a great defensive play by Davis. 2 minutes to go. Davis driving left. Puts it up and in. And the Lakers lead it by 4. The crowd is feeling an NBA championship. Price with it. Guarded by Davis. Into the post to Robinson. Robinson backing down Moses Malone. Robinson, head fake, Doesn't take it, puts it up, blocked by Malone. Robinson with the rebound, up to Jordan. Jordan to Davis. And they'll back it out and slow it back down. Davis, oh, nice spin. Misses the layup though. Robinson with the rebound. Still a 4-point game. Price guarded by Jordan now. Gets a screen. They switch. Price over into the post to Robinson. Mismatch guarded by Brad Davis and Robinson. Yeah, that was easy. Robinson with the spin and the dunk. And it's back to a 2-point game. The ball really should be going to Jordan here. Davis. Getting over to Jones. Jones gets a screen. Out to Malone. Open mid-range jumper. That's no good. Robinson with the offensive rebound. Gets stripped. Over to Malone. Back to Robinson. He gets blocked. Vanaway with the rebound. My goodness. Now Price for Cleveland. With it. Down by 2. In the post to Robinson. Guarded by Malone. Robinson puts it up. Gets blocked again by Malone. Davis with the rebound. Davis drives all the way and puts it up. He had a Jordan open in the corner. Didn't give it to him. Took the layup and puts it in. So the Lakers now up by 4. Price gets a screen. And the Cavs will take a timeout there. 30 seconds to go. The Lakers up by 4. And Cleveland with the ball. What does Cleveland do here? I think you have to try and get Robinson on a mismatch. Run a pick and roll. Try to get the Lakers to switch. And get it to Robinson. We'll see what they do here. Moses Malone is your player of the game. He has 26 points, averaging 25 on the season. And Vanaway will pass it in. Cleveland's probably last chance here in this series. Chenier will give it to Price. Price gets the screen into the post to Robinson. Here we go. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Robinson to the right, puts it up and in. That's a big shot by David Robinson. Malone will pass it in, gives it to Jordan, and they're gonna foul. So Michael Jordan will go to the free throw line with 2 massive free throws. And the first is good. That gives the Lakers a 3-point lead. And free throw number 2 is good as well. And Jordan makes it a 4-point game for the Lakers. Price puts up a tough 3. That's no good. Malone with the rebound. And that will just about do it. With 9 seconds to go, the Lakers are going to win this thing. Malone to the free throw line. The first is up and in. The second is good. And a 6-point lead for the LA Lakers. And with 4, 3, 2, 1, that will do it. The LA Lakers are NBA champions. Michael Jordan wins his first against the New York Knicks here in the 1989 NBA Finals. And the Lakers are once again NBA champions. Wow. I was questioning Michael Jordan. You know, averaging 25 and 5 and 5. Good numbers, but nothing great. Kind of criticized him. He hasn't really gotten hit that great level. And right when I do, he proves me wrong. And Michael Jordan wins the Finals MVP here in the 1989 NBA Finals. The Michael Jordan Moses Malone duo looking pretty good. Really good.
There it is. The LA Lakers are NBA champions. Michael Jordan is your Finals MVP in the NBA Finals, averaging 29.2 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2.7 steals, a block, shot 55% from the field, and 38% from 3. And the 25-year-old is a Finals MVP. This is going to be an interesting rest of the video. We'll see if he can repeat. Now that we are here in 1989, we need to add 2 more teams, the Orlando Magic and the Minnesota Timberwolves. So we got them in there. Let's go ahead and advance. Player retirements. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar retires. Another disappointing career for Kareem in this, little series that we're doing with 2K20. He just couldn't win a championship. 2K21 still can't win a championship. He's a great player, wins MVPs. Actually didn't win an MVP in this run. He was a 15-time All-Star, 1-time first team All-NBA, 2-time second team All-NBA, 4-time third team All-NBA. He was a 4-time defensive player of the year, 6-time first team All-Defensive. He was a great player, but just could not win. I mean, look at his career. Denver, Houston, Atlanta, Portland, Utah, New York, Phoenix. He joined so many great teams, and none of them could get a win. He lost in the NBA Finals so many times, like at least 6 times. Rough. Feel bad a little bit. Pete Maravich retires, 4-time All-Star, 1-time first team All-NBA, 1-time second team All-NBA. Fred Brown also retires, a 5-time All-Star, was on that Clippers team that I thought would end up, or Braves team that I thought would end up being a dynasty, never ended up becoming that. Truck Robinson, who just won a championship with the LA Lakers, retires. He was a 2-time All-Star and obviously 1-time champion. Alvin Adams retires as a 2-time champion. Walter Davis retires. He was a 1-time first team All-NBA and a 1-time second team All-NBA. And then I believe that is it for retirements. Hall of Famers: Kareem averaged 27 points per game, 14.5 rebounds per game. Pete Maravich averaged 24 and 7, and Fred Brown averaged 23 and 5. So those 3 are your Hall of Famers. On to league meetings. Add 2 new teams. We will go ahead and approve. Only 5 teams originally said yes, but we are going to force them to say yes this time around. And we are going to have the others rejected. We are here in the 1989 draft lottery. The Hornets once again have the best odds to get the number 1 overall pick. Then it goes Spurs, Bucks, Sonics, Bulls, Blazers, Celtics, Pistons, and the Phoenix Suns. So let's see who wins the 1990 or 1989 draft lottery. And it is the Charlotte Hornets, so they get the number 1 overall pick. Seattle would get 2. San Antonio will get 3. Blazers will get 4. Phoenix will get 5. Magic 6, Wolves 7, Bucks 8, Bulls 9, Celtics 10. So there's your top 10. Let's jump into the 1989 NBA draft. Let me double check that I put okay, so Sean Kemp, Glenn Rice is in here, Tim Hardaway is in here, BJ Armstrong is in here, so pretty decent class. Let's go ahead and, actually, we have the expansion. So let's go ahead and go to the expansion, protect players, and see what players did not get protected. Brian Shaw did not. David Wingate did not. Let's see. Will Purdue did not. Let's see. John Paxton did not. Steve Kerr did not again. Okay. Paul did not. Okay, that's a fake player. Fake player. Fake player. Let's see. More fake players. Okay. Mark Bryant did not get picked up. Hershey Hawkins did not. And let's see. Anyone else? Kenny Gaddison, Charles Smith. And I believe that might be it. Let's see. Merle did not get. Askew did not get picked up. And then there's Brian Shaw. So a decent amount of players did not get picked up. So who is it? Orlando and Minnesota will have opportunities to grab those guys. Let's see what happens here. As Hershey Hawkins goes number 1, Charles Smith goes 2, Paxson goes 3, Merle goes 4, Bryant goes 5, Brian Shaw goes 6, Purdue and Gaddison. Steve Kerr goes to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And there is the rest. So there you go. Decent amount of players did not get picked up. We'll see how those teams do in their first year. And we also have the normal NBA draft. So let's jump in. The number 1 overall pick, the Charlotte Hornets select Sean Elliott. With the 2nd overall pick, the Seattle Supersonics take Sean Kemp. Okay, so that stays the same. San Antonio with the 3rd overall pick takes Tim Hardaway. At 4, the Blazers take Glenn Rice. Phoenix takes Cliff Robinson. Orlando takes Stacey King. And Minnesota will go ahead and take Vlade Divac. With the 8th overall pick, Milwaukee will take Doug West. At 9, BJ Armstrong goes to Chicago. At 10, Boston takes Nick Anderson. At 11, Detroit takes Donald Royal. And at 12, the Nets take Tom Hammonds. 13, Miami takes Chuck Brown. Allen Long. Okay, so these are fake players now. So let's go ahead and sim it to the end here and make sure that none other players got missed out. Nope. And there you go. There is your 1989 NBA draft. All right, let's jump into free agency here in 1989. Dominique Wilkins leaves Houston, I want to say, right? Was that Houston? Houston. And he is now a Denver Nugget. Magic Johnson stays in Washington. Isaiah Thomas goes to Dallas. Okay, so he leaves Houston as well. So Houston lost a couple big-time players. Karl Malone is staying in New York. Patrick Ewing is staying in Philly. Larry Bird is now off to San Antonio after it not really working with the Knicks. Mark Aguirre joining the Jazz. Alex English is going to Denver, joining Dominique. Okay, interesting. Chris Mullin is staying in Utah. Moses Malone stays with the NBA champion Lakers. Julius Erving stays in Dallas. George Irvin goes to Miami from Detroit. Robert Parrish goes to Charlotte. Bob McAdoo goes to Utah, leaving Washington. Xavier McDaniel going to Denver. And let's see, Charles Oakley going to stay with the Clippers. So there you go. There is a free agency. Manute Bol in Dallas. We'll see what happens in the 1989-1990 NBA season. The 1989-1990 NBA season is over, and the Finals MVP wins the next year's regular season MVP. Michael Jordan averages 29.3 points per game, 7.2 rebounds, 5 assists, 2.5 steals, 2 blocks, shooting 52% from the field, 40% from 3, 97% from the free throw line. A 50-40-90 season for Michael Jordan. Wow. Unbelievable. Okay. Stacey King wins Rookie of the Year, averaging 14, 10, and 4 with the Orlando Magic, wearing number 34. Adrian Dantley wins Sixth Man of the Year, averaging 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Hakeem Olajuwon wins DPOY for a second straight year, averaging 26 and 17, also 3.5 blocks. Hersey Hawkins wins Most Improved, averaging 24, 4, and 3 with the expansion Minnesota Timberwolves. So what a year for Michael Jordan winning MVP. Wow. On the All-NBA first team, we got MJ, Magic, Kevin McHale, Karl Malone, and Hakeem Olajuwon both on the Knicks. Malone averaging 27, 11, and 6. Hakeem averaging 26 and 17. All-NBA second team, we got Clyde Drexler with Houston averaging 41 points. How did he not win MVP? 41 points per game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals. Nearly shot 50, 40, 90. Wow. Okay, Clyde Drexler going crazy. Terry Porter, Bernard King, Clark Kellogg, and Moses Malone for the Lakers, averaging 28 and 19. 3 blocks per game. The duo in LA going crazy. Sidney Moncrief, David Thompson, Scottie Pippen in Detroit, 22, 9, and 6. James Worthy and David Robinson in Cleveland. And on the all-defensive first team, we got MJ, Magic, Bernard, Kevin McHale, and Hakeem. And on the all-defensive second team, we got Clyde, Sidney Moncrief, James Worthy, Bobby Jones, and Patrick Ewing. So, on to the NBA playoffs. This is interesting. So, Houston was a 6 seed. LA was a 5 seed. So, that's probably why Jordan got the MVP, because they were a slightly better seed. But I thought the Lakers would be really good. Obviously, with Jordan winning MVP. But they're the 5th seed. Denver is the number 1 seed with Reggie Miller, averaging 24 a game. Dominique the free agent signee, going over to Denver. Alex English, another free agent signee, going over to Denver. Denver's really good. Really good. They got Trey Rollins over there, Danny Ainge. Okay, they play the Phoenix Suns. We got Sacramento versus... Dennis Rodman's on Sacramento, averaging 7 and 9 per game. And then versus the LA Lakers. And then for the 3-6, we got Utah versus Portland. Houston. Houston. Ron Harper, Mullen, Aguirre, Sam Perkins. Bob McAdoo's over there. Got Clyde and Sidney Moncrief over in Houston. Golden State is the 2 seed. And Dallas is the 7 seed with Isaiah Thomas over in Dallas. In the East, we got Cleveland versus Detroit. Cleveland obviously making it to the NBA Finals last year and lost. Washington versus Miami. So Miami, their second year in the league, making it as a 5 seed. George Irvin over there in Miami. We got Philly versus Indiana. And then we got New York versus Atlanta. Len Bias enters the starting lineup because Larry Bird left. And Len Bias in his first year starting averaged 21 and 9 and 4. And obviously he's with Karl Malone and Akeem Olajuwon. That's a good team as well. And then Atlanta is the 7th seed. So here we go. Round number 1. The Houston Rockets, Clyde Drexler, is eliminated. Atlanta gets eliminated. Dallas is gone. Phoenix, Indiana, Sacramento, Detroit is all eliminated. So we got Denver versus LA, the defending champions. Golden State versus Utah. Cleveland versus Washington. Spud Webb over in Washington. New York versus Philly. New York is really good. Really good. We'll see how Len Bias does. So here we go. Round number 2. And the Philadelphia 76ers are eliminated. The NBA champions LA Lakers get eliminated. The Washington Bullets get eliminated. Golden State is eliminated. And we got Denver versus Utah. And we got Cleveland versus New York. So Michael Jordan does not get to a second straight NBA Finals. Averaged 38 and 6 in the playoffs, but could not get there. They're a little weak after they get past those first 2. They probably need to add someone. And then we got Denver, who's really good, versus Utah, Cleveland, and a very good New York team. So game number 1, Cleveland wins game number 1 in the East. Utah wins game number 1 against Denver. And Utah goes up 2-0. New York takes the game to tie it up at 1. Game 3, Denver wins. Cleveland takes the 2-1 lead over in the East. Game 4, Denver ties it up. Cleveland takes a 3-1 lead. And at game number 5, the New York Knicks are eliminated. The Cleveland Cavaliers make it in back-to-back NBA Finals. And Denver takes a 3-2 lead. And Denver finishes off Utah in 6. And we got the Denver Nuggets versus the Cleveland Cavaliers in the 1990 NBA Finals. Johnny Moore versus Mark Price. Reggie Miller versus Phil Chenier. Dominique versus Bernard King. Alex English versus Kiki. And Trey Rollins versus David Robinson. So here we go. Let's jump into Simcast. Game number 1. And Denver is leading here into the third quarter by 11. Into the fourth, up by 10. And with a minute left, they're up by 9. They win it 126-121 on the road. Robinson with 34, 13, and 7. Alex English 33, 12, and 7. Reggie Miller 26 and 10. Dominique with 22 and 11. And on to a game number 2 where Denver leads the series 1-0. But in game 2, looks like Cleveland's going to blow out Denver to tie up the series, and they do 136-97. Dantley with 35, 6 and 6. King with 22, 13 and 6. Price with 24 and 13. David Robinson with 18, 11 and 5. Reggie Miller had a rough game, only 11 points, 35 for Alex English. On to a game number 2 in Denver, and into the third quarter, Cleveland is blowing Denver out, and they will win it easily, 116-83. Dantley with 31, 4 and 4. Robinson with 17, 19 and 7. Mark Price 17 and 13. Dominic with 24 and 7 in the loss. So now on to a game number 4 in Denver. Denver trying to tie up this series. Cleveland trying to take a 3-1 lead, and they're up by 13. And with 34 seconds to go, it's a 15-point game. That will do it. Cleveland takes a 3-1 lead over Denver, 119 to 112. David Robinson with 26, 9, and 5. Dantley with 20 and 5. Dominique with 31 and 10. And Cleveland with a 3-1 lead. On to game number 5 in Cleveland. And into the fourth quarter, Denver with a 2-point lead. And 3 minutes to go. It's a close game. Probably jumping into this one. Denver leads it 102 to 100 with 120 left in the game. Let's jump in. So Denver has the ball with a 2-point lead, a minute 20 to go. And Danny Ainge will have it at the top. He turns it over. Bernard King with the steal. And King all the way to the rim. Gets fouled and won. And Cleveland ties this game up. A huge bucket there for Bernard King. And he makes a free throw to give Cleveland a 1-point lead. So Dominique will bring it up for Denver, down by 1. And Dominique will have it, top of the key. He drives right. Good defense by King. Dominique can't get a shot off. Fade away floater, or one-handed shot. That's no good. And Kiki Vandeweghe has it. Over to King. King will drive. Puts it up and in. Bernard King closing this game out. He wants a championship. Cleveland up by 3. Moore will have it. Throws it into Wilkins. Wilkins puts it up. That's no good. And King with another rebound. 3-point game. Denver needs a stop. Oh, and they do. Alex English with the steal. Johnny Moore now has it. And Moore will hold on to it. Drives left. Nice pass to Alex English. Puts it up. Oh, he missed the reverse. Oh, no. Alex English misses the reverse layup to cut it to 1. And Mark Price will get fouled and go to the free throw line. And Mark Price hits the first. And the second is no good. So we got a 4-point game. Denver's still alive here. They should probably hit a 3, though. 10 seconds. Danny Ainge from 3. Oh, rims in and out. And that will do it. The Cleveland Cavaliers are going to win this thing in 5. As free throw number 1 is good. And free throw number 2 is good. And Denver, down by 6, will call a timeout with 7 seconds to go. But this thing is over, as the Cleveland Cavaliers will win their first ever NBA championship after losing in 6 to the LA Lakers. They're going to win this thing in 5 against Denver, as the Cavaliers will win their first ever NBA championship. Bernard King is the player of the game with 21 points. Who will be the MVP? Reggie Miller takes a 3. That's no good. Robinson will with the rebound. And that will do it. The Cavs are NBA champions for the first time in franchise history. Who will be the finals MVP? David Robinson? Dominique? Right? Is it? Oh, no, not Dominique. David Robinson. Who else is in Cleveland? I'm forgetting. I'm blanking. Oh, Bernard King. Maybe even Mark Price. I'm guessing it'll probably be Bernard King. He closed this game out to win it. So just based off of this game, it'd be Bernard King. That was a big time bucket right there. That one too. As Chenier will hold up the trophy. And Bernard King, David Robinson. Oh, David Robinson wins Finals MVP. All right. He was actually in the 2K20 version of this. He was one of the greatest of all time in that. He was amazing. So he wins his first MVP, Finals MVP, and the Cavs are now 1-1 in the NBA Finals. Cavs are NBA champions. David Robinson, Finals MVP, averaging 24, 13, and 5, 2.5 blocks per game. At 24 years old, is the Finals MVP, also a 96 overall. Player retirements here in 1990. Phil Chenier, after winning a championship with Cleveland, retires. Let's look at his accolades here. A one-time champion, obviously, two-time All-Star. Bob McAdoo retires. An amazing career for Bob McAdoo. 10 NBA championships. Wow. A regular season MVP, 10-time All-Star, first team All-NBA twice, second team once, sixth man of the year twice. Let me know in the comments where you guys have him ranked as far as the greatest of all time. Julius Erving retires as a six-time All-Star. George McGinnis retires as a six-time All-Star. Lucas retires as a six-time second-team All-Defensive. Wedman retires. Brian Winters retires as a seven-time champion, three-time All-Star. George Irvin retires as a five-time All-Star. Robert Parrish retires as a three-time champion. Mike Dunleavy retires. And that's it for the retirements. I might have missed one or two, but Bob McAdoo makes it to the Hall of Fame. McGinnis, Irving, George Irvin, and Brian Winters are all Hall of Famers. Here into the 1990 draft lottery. The Magic have the best odds at the number 1 overall pick. Then it goes to Milwaukee, Timberwolves, Sonics, and Blazers. So let's see who wins the 1990 draft lottery, and it is the Milwaukee Bucks. They win the lottery, so it go Bucks, Magic, Hornets, Wolves, Blazers, Sonics, Clippers, Celtics, Nets, and Bulls for the top 10 picks. So let's jump in to the NBA draft. Let me double check that I have the correct draft here. We got Derek Coleman, Gary Payton, Kendall Gill, Dennis Scott. All right, yeah, looks like this is all good. Tony Kukoc is in this draft as well. So let's get to the NBA draft. And with the number 1 overall pick, the Milwaukee Bucks select Derek Coleman. With the number 2 overall pick, the Orlando Magic, they take Dennis Scott. With the 3rd overall pick, Gary Payton is selected by the Charlotte Hornets. At 4, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Abdul Rauf. With the 5th overall pick, Portland selects Kendall Gill. With the 6th overall pick, the Seattle Supersonics take Cedric Ceballos. Again, if I pronounced the name wrong, I apologize. Tony Kukoc goes to the LA Clippers. The Boston Celtics select... Oh, they are trading. So do I approve? Yes. Macy from the Macy's going to Boston. Portland is receiving the 8th overall pick. And they take D. Brown. With the 9th overall pick, the New Jersey Nets take Judd Bueller. Again, if I pronounced the name wrong, I apologize. Antonio Davis goes to Chicago with pick 10. San Antonio with pick 11 takes Eldon Campbell. Detroit at pick 12 takes Anthony Bonner. At 13, the Phoenix Suns are trading their draft pick. And so the Suns will trade their 13th overall pick for Michael Thompson. So the LA Clippers take Tyronn Hill. And at 14, the Indiana Pacers. Oh, okay. So then we're back to the no names here. Or the auto-generated players. Let me double check that we are all good. Yeah, the last pick was Tyronn Hill to the LA Clippers. So now we're getting trades in, which is good to see. The 1990 NBA free agency, James Worthy has left Washington and is joining the Portland Trailblazers. Wow. Okay, so James Worthy to Portland. David Thompson stays in Golden State. Fat Lever leaves Golden State to Chicago. Jack Sikma to the Clippers. Len Bias is staying in New York. Clark Kellogg is going to LA. There you go. There's a pickup for them. Clark Kellogg averaged 25, 14, and 5 in Boston. Great pickup for the Lakers. Bill Walton is going to New Jersey from Boston. Gus Williams is going to Chicago. Sleepy Floyd going to Cleveland. Mark Price staying in Cleveland. Ron Harper to the Jazz. Pierce to the Kings. World Free to the Knicks. Lambeer to the Nets. Trapuka to the Sonics. These to the Sonics. Rodman stays in Sacramento. Bobby Jones staying in LA. Brad Davis staying in LA. Sabonis staying in Golden State. And here is the rest of your NBA free agents.
as that should be about it. So it'll be an interesting year. We'll see what happens. The 1990-1991 NBA season is over, and back-to-back MVPs goes to Michael Jordan, averaging 28.7 points per game, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 3.3 steals per game, and 2 blocks, shooting 52, 94, and 39. Gary Payton wins Rookie of the Year, averaging 16 and 7. Adrian Dantley is your 6th Man of the Year, averaging 25, 5, and 4. And Michael Jordan wins Defensive Player of the Year, 3 steals, 2 blocks per game. Cliff Robinson is most improved, averaging 21. And first team, we got Michael Jordan, Clyde Drexler, Kevin McHale, Karl Malone, and David Robinson. All-NBA second team, we got Isaiah, Magic, Bernard King, Clark Kellogg, and Hakeem. All-NBA third team, we got Terry Porter, Sidney Moncrief, Bailey, Bird in San Antonio, averaging 27, 7, and 5, and Moses Malone, averaging 27 and 17. All defensive first team, we got MJ, Magic, Kevin McHale, Bernard King, and Akeem Olajuwon. All defensive second team, we got Sidney Moncrief, Clyde Drexler, Dominique, Bobby Jones, and Patrick Ewing. And on to the NBA playoffs. The LA Lakers are the number 1 seed. Cleveland Cavaliers are once again the number 1 seed as well. Lakers play Portland, Utah versus Sacramento, Golden State versus San Antonio, Denver versus Phoenix. Got Cleveland versus Washington, New Jersey versus Detroit, Philly versus Indiana, and New York versus Miami. So let's go ahead and sim round number 1. Indiana, San Antonio, Washington, Phoenix, Portland, Detroit, and Utah are all eliminated. So Sacramento upsets Utah, and then no upsets in the East. So round number 2, the New Jersey Nets are eliminated. Golden State is eliminated. New York is eliminated. Sacramento is eliminated. So we got 1 versus 2 in the Western Conference Finals, and we got 1 versus 3 in the Eastern Conference Finals. So Cleveland trying to get to 3 straight NBA Finals and win back-to-back. Philly trying to get to another championship. Patrick Ewing trying to get to his first, averaging 31 and 12 in the playoffs. The Lakers are trying to get to their second finals in 3 years. Michael Jordan, Brad Davis, Bobby Jones, Clark Kellogg, and Moses Malone. And the Denver Nuggets are trying to get to a second straight NBA Finals with Johnny Moore, Reggie Miller, Dominique English, and Trey Rollins. So here we go. Game 1 goes to Denver and Cleveland. Game 2 goes to LA and Cleveland. Game 3 goes to LA and Cleveland. Cleveland's about to sweep Philly. Game number 4, Philly survives, and both series are at 3-1. And the Philadelphia 76ers and the Denver Nuggets both get eliminated in 5 games. So we have a repeat. The Cleveland Cavaliers versus the LA Lakers for the second time in 3 seasons. Let's look at this matchup. Last time around, the Lakers beat the Cavs in 6. So we got Brad Davis versus Mark Price, Jordan versus Floyd, Bobby Jones versus Bernard King, who's, by the way, regressing, Clark Kellogg versus Mokeski, and then Moses Malone versus David Robinson. This is an awesome NBA Finals. Let's jump in the Simcast. Game number 1 in Cleveland, and at the half, Cleveland is blowing out the Lakers. Wow. It's not even close. 143-107. Robinson with 36, 16, and 7. 35, 18, and 8 for Bernard King. Jordan put up 31, 6, and 6, but was not enough as the Cavs take game number 1. Game number 2, the Lakers with an early lead into the first half, and the Cavs up by 22 points, and that will do it. Blowout again. Robinson 49, 18, and 5. King with 26, 20, and 6. Price with 21 and 11. Malone had 34 and 21. Jordan had a bad game, 18, 7, and 3. And the Cavs take a 2-0 lead. On to a game number 3. This time in LA, Cleveland with the lead, and they are up by 7 into the fourth quarter. The Lakers take a 6-point lead, and with 2:42, the Lakers are pulling away here, and that will do it. The Lakers win at 127-113. Robinson with 31, 18, and 7. Jordan with 46, 7, and 9. Davis with 30 and 18. Malone with 23 and 20. Wow, Michael Jordan. Goodness gracious. 46 points in game number 3. Game number 4, and once again in LA. And at the half, the Lakers up by 9 into the fourth quarter, up by 12. And with a minute 50, it's getting close.
But can the Cavs make it a one-possession game? They do not. The Lakers win by 11, 119, 108. King with 29, 11, and 4. Robinson with 29 and 16. Jordan with 33, 6, and 5. Malone with 31 and 13. 30 for Kellogg. I mean, goodness gracious. When you have 3 players get 30 points and combine for, 94 points out of your 119, that's ridiculous. Game number 5 in Cleveland. It's been blowouts in pretty much every game. Cleveland up by 6 into the second quarter. Now at the half, only a 5-point game. Into the fourth quarter, it's all tied up. 3 minutes ago, Cleveland up by 2. And they're pulling away, up by 10. And the Cavs will win a massive game 5, 125 to 119. Robinson with 29 and 8. Price with 27-10. Dantley with 23, 6, and 7. Floyd with 21 and 15. 21 and 17 for King. The Lakers, Jordan had 33, 4, and 2. Scott with 29. Malone with 25 and 12. 15-12 for Brad Davis was not enough. And we have a game 6 headed to LA for game number 6. And here we go. The Lakers off to a good start into the second half. Yeah, it's a blowout. It's a blowout. Not going to even worry about it. The Lakers win it 116 to 83. Jordan with 33 and 7. Kellogg with 24, 22, and 11. 18 and 13 for Malone. Davis with 16 and 14. 15 for Scott. And we have the first game 7 in 4 years since the 1987 NBA Finals, where the Bullets beat the Warriors in 7. The Finals MVP that year was Magic Johnson. So here we go. Game 7 in Cleveland. So far, the home team has won every single game. And the Lakers up by 16. They won the first quarter by 13 into the second half. And at the start of the third quarter, it's 74-62. The Lakers lead it by 12 and Cleveland has caught up. Tied at 95 into the fourth quarter. Cleveland now up by 6. And with 3 minutes to go, it's just a 1-point game. And with a minute 39, we're all tied up. Game 7, 115. Jordan versus David Robinson. Malone versus Bernard King. Right? Bernard King. 115, minute 39, we're jumping in. And we got free throws. So a minute 39, we enter. Malone is at the free throw line. And that is no good. Okay, so free throw missed. Floyd will bring it up for Cleveland. This is a massive, game 7 with Michael Jordan and David Robinson. And nice up and under by David Robinson. And we've got a 2-point game. Cleveland leads it 117 to 115. Michael Jordan with the ball. 1-on-1 versus Dantley. Drives right. Puts it up. He misses. And Floyd will bring it up. It's a 2-point game. LA needs to get a stop. A minute to go into the post. Guess who? David Robinson. Robinson fadeaway. No good. Lakers get the rebound. That's a big stop for the Lakers. Brad Davis will bring it up. Gets a screen. Davis kicks it to Scott. Scott spin, goes left, puts it up. No good. He missed the layup. Price with the ball now. He brings it up. 40 seconds to go. Over to Dantley. In the post. Gets it to Floyd. Now 32 seconds into the post of David Robinson. Robinson playing bully ball, spins left, puts it up and in. It's a 4-point game for the Cleveland Cavaliers. David Robinson is absolutely dominating this game. 119 to 115. The Lakers trail. They need a bucket. They should be going to Michael Jeffrey Jordan here. We'll see what happens. Ball is in. Bernard King is your player of the game with 29 points. And here we go. The Lakers will inbound it. 27 seconds to go. Down by 4. They need a quick bucket. Ball in to Davis. Over to Kellogg. Over to Jordan. Oh, Jordan had an open 3. Didn't take it. Spins. Step back. Kicks out to Jones. Back to Jordan. Mid-range jumper. That rims in and out. And with 15 seconds to go, the Cavs lead it 119 to 115. Michael Jordan with 2 big misses. And the Cleveland Cavaliers have a chance to win back-to-back games. David Robinson dominating this sim again. Remember, he dominated in 2K20. As we will have free throws here. And the first is good. The second by Price is good. No more timeouts for the Lakers. A 6-point game. You gotta go. You gotta hit a 3. Davis to Jordan for 3. No good. Robinson with the rebound. They're gonna foul. This thing's just about over. As David Robinson misses the first. And the second is good. And that will do it. The Cleveland Cavaliers will win back-to-back NBA championships. Jordan falls to 1-1 with the Lakers in the NBA Finals. And the Cleveland Cavaliers are the 1991 NBA champions. I'm sure David Robinson wins Finals MVP. He won Finals MVP last year, where they beat the Nuggets in 5. I'm sure he will win at Finals MVP again. I mean, he closed it out in Game 7. He's the reason why they won it. Absolutely the reason. He was unbelievable. And as we get the trophy presentation here, Mark Price holding it up. I believe that's Mark Price. Maybe not. And David Robinson is holding the Finals MVP trophy, as this Cleveland team is really, really good. There it is. Cleveland wins the 1991 NBA Finals. David Robinson is up to a 98 overall at just the age of 25, is already a 2-time Finals MVP champion. 33 points per game, 16 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal and a half, 2.7 blocks per game, shot 56% from the field, 37 from 3. David Robinson is absolutely ridiculous. And that is the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. This was a fun one. Michael Jordan getting to the finals already more times than he did in 2K20 version of this, I think. David Robinson dominating just like he did in 2K20. It's been fun. We are now into the 1990s. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Who's your greatest of all time? A list right now, your top 10. Who's maybe on the rise? Obviously, David Robinson is there. Maybe Michael Jordan is there. But let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know in the comments, what do you think is going to happen in the 90s? Shaq is coming into the league in the next episode, and the episode after that will be Kobe Bryant entering the NBA, I believe, or maybe the episode after that. 91 to 94, 94, 97. Yeah, it'll be in the next episode. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. I do a sports podcast that is in the description. There's a link in the description if you guys want to check that out. Talking NBA playoffs. And other than that, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video in 1991.